4 years before Claude Monet would exhibit Impression Sunrise at the first Impressionist exhibition in 1872, with no income, broke, in debt, cut off from his father's support, having just fathered his own child with his model mistress, living at his aunt's home, and with condition of temporary waning eyesight, he attempted to end himself in the Seine River. It didn't take him that day, and he would go on to live to the ripe old age of 86. Hey y'all, it's your good buddy Justin here at Leopard Stripe. Monet is a name synonymous with Impressionism. His scenes filled with soft pastel colors, serene depictions of rural areas and gardens, rarely any sense of forceful movement. Aside from the light and the natural elements, there's nothing too jarring. It's very calm, so we don't really think of a turbulent mind in Monet in the same way we do Van Gogh, Rodin, or Geiger. Monet was successful in his life, financially successful. He was a statesman, but this Monet that we know is the one from his mid-40s and up. To get to this point, he endured great instability, though. He was a widower. He fled France as to avoid fighting in the Franco-Prussian War. He was friends with and would regularly paint with guys like Renoir, Pissarro. Guys, as an artist myself, I know it's damn hard, especially as time ticks by. You've got a family, because you're calling to paint. You're not painting because you want to. You're painting because you have to. And it can begin to take its toll if you haven't seen substantial gains from your work and you don't want it to just be a hobby. Those around you, it starts to really pull on you, I'm telling you. The painting we're looking at today is the Cliffs of Etretat, painted in 1883. Etretat is a resort village in northern France, just across the English Channel at Normandy. Monet is one of the artists whose images put this town on the map as a vacation destination. Embedded throughout the interior of these chalky hills is what remained of German bunkers from their occupation of France in World War II. While Monet had a studio, he would often paint outdoors. In plain air is a phrase that you'll hear a lot, capturing the landscape directly in the moment. You can notice the hasty strokes in his work. It's a straightforward landscape here. We might look at it as typical now, the same way we might view a donut or something unremarkable that in our modern lives seems so commonplace. But imagine you're in 1880 and you try this new thing called an eclair. This is what the use of color and brushstrokes would have been like to have viewed this kind of painting at this time. Now, I won't sit here and act like this was a particular outlier and Monet walked away with one spectacular painting of these cliffs. No, the benefit to Monet's style financially for him was the volume he would paint. He produced dozens of the Cliffs of Etretat in this visit. And that's part of Monet's experience, though. His thing was capturing a moment during different times of day and different times of year, different elements. One of his more well-known studies in this manner was a series of haystacks painted throughout the year, depicting various times of day. If you went to the Art Institute of Chicago, for example, you'll find multiple rooms of exclusive Monet paintings, and you can find some of his haystack paintings there. You see a scene like this. It's so peaceful. The view of the cliffs off in the distance with this bright, familiar sky that evokes a moment most of us can probably hearken back to, where you're on vacation or you're just sort of relaxing. You're able to enjoy. It's about dusk. It feels perfect out. You're reflecting on the day and you're thinking, why can't this last forever? Why can't this moment be my entire life? So we might not recognize this as the output of a distressed, turbulent mind, but this was more likely not just a study, but a place in time with which he would like to be, a frozen moment of zen, as this painting was before he would reach real stability in his life. The cliff Monet gives us at this particular time of the day is darkened by the sun. However, you'll notice the actual cliff is white, composed of a chalk rock formation, which we'd better consult a real geologist before it just me blowing chalk up your ass. It's not all one formation. This rock here sort of jutting out in the back, this needle rock, it's its own formation, separate. When we veer just to the right, we encounter this bright orange sun. It looks like it's swirled from a single Fibonacci motion, and you can see the impasto here. Also, when we examine these brush strokes more closely, you'll notice little breaks in them. This is from where the canvas was rolled and endured heat and cold, cracked a bit. It's also behind glass, possibly an indication of its fragility. This painting was acquired from Monet by the art dealer Paul Durand-Ruel in the same year it was painted. Unlike the greats of the Renaissance, the greats of the Impressionist period did not have wealthy patrons like the church or the Medici bankrolling their works. The direct support and financing by a wealthy art dealer like Durand-Ruel was instrumental in allowing the works of these Impressionists to develop and flourish, as mainstream art was very what's the word I'm looking for? Very not receptive to Impressionism. From there, it likely changed hands between private collectors until it was acquired by the state of North Carolina in 1968, where you can find it today at the North Carolina Art Museum in Raleigh. This isn't among the larger of the Monet pieces you'll come across, but nonetheless, it's something exciting when you walk into a museum and you come across a work of maybe an artist that you're familiar with, but you've never come across in person before. Maybe you didn't even know that this museum carried this painting, and you just sort of stumble upon it. But Monet's is the kind of work where you walk in, and even if you don't know that there's a Monet in the building, when you see it across the room, you immediately sort of say to yourself, is that a Monet? It looks just like a Monet, because it's so distinct, his style, that you just sort of know it immediately. And if I were with you, I'd say, yes, you are right. That is a Monet. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Subscribe for more videos like this. I'm personally not big on liking videos I watch. I mean, I try to more now because I'm a small channel. I know that probably helps with the algorithm and things. So if you are a like type person, hit that like button for me. It'll help out big time. Hit the subscribe as well. Also, I'm a bit of a impressionist artist myself. You can find my work. I sell it online through Etsy at Leopard Strike. Grab an oil painting, an original or prints, something to add to your collection at home. And until next time, get some sun, touch some grass, find the art in everything.